All right, everybody. Joey back here, Dixie Doggers TV podcast. We have been on a little hiatus. I know we haven't done a whole lot, but we have been so busy. We got the store going, got a multitude of things, really. We done a couple of tournament competition style hunts, something a little different than most of them are. We'll talk about that some today too. I've got a guest here with me today. He's I don't know how you born and raised here, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
All right, this is Heath Callicott. He runs a few old hog dogs. I guess you call them hog dogs, trashy ass dogs.
Yeah.
You know, they kill a few pigs here and there.
A couple.
Yeah, they catch a lot, but they kill a few.
If we get lucky now.
So
Gotta get lucky.
Tell us a little bit about the way you got started, Heath. Introduce yourself, where you live, where you from, how tell us just the backstory. How you got started.
Well, grew up right here in Argo, right up the road here. Pretty local. I've always been around the dogs. Grew up around my father, who ran deer dogs when he was a kid, of course.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, for many years, we was in dog clubs. Started coon hunting when I was a young teenager. Just always been around the dog part. Loved it, liked it, whatever. And I always wanted to do the hog hunting. And I got with a guy, local, and started hunting a couple times. My buddy Blaine from Tennessee, he kind of got me into it. I started going with him some. Just met a couple people through him. Got with a good friend of mine, JT. Well, most people gonna know him as JT. He's right here local. Mm-hmm. Met another guy named John Jones. Heck, we still hunt together today. Been hunting probably 3 years with him, I guess.
Been a pretty good while.
And I just got with the right people and got my own dogs and just started, kind of going from there. I might go with somebody, then again I might go by myself. It just That's whatever.
Right. Just going hog hunting.
Yeah, just hunting. Yeah.
So now you have a processing.
I do. Argo deer processor. Yes, sir.
Well, you do deer.
I do.
You do
deer,
beef and cows.
And this summer I got with state and started the beef and the pork side.
Beef and pork side of it. Okay, too. So there's a little business plug for Heath too. So if y'all are local, if you need something, you give them a holler.
And we do process wild hogs through deer season as well. So
there you go. So y'all Argo processing, y'all get with him on that. But
that's right.
How handy has that been, having that business and getting property and places to hunt?
We get property at times, but now, you're running them deals too. And you know what I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
They'll talk it. Yeah, Heath, after deer season, boy, come on up here.
Yeah, you fix me up, man. Take care of you.
And some people will hold it and do it, but now you'll run into them. Well, Heath, I don't want the dogs up here, so.
You can only hunt for them 3 days this year,
So, what do you do,
Yeah.
But you do. I see that a lot, hear that a lot. But,
Well, you said talking about hunting with JT. I know y'all hunted together for quite a few years. Y'all had. I know y'all don't hunt together right now. Yeah. But what kind of dogs did y'all start out with? What did you have? What did he have? And how did that come to be? Because when I started, y'all wound up having some powerhouses. Both of y'all still do.
Yeah. I started with JT, and when I got with JT, we hit it off, man. We hunted all the time. We hunted.
Now, did you know him before the hog hunting stuff?
No, I didn't. I met him. I'm trying to think, to be honest with you. I think we met one night hog hunting.
Yeah.
And then we figured out, heck, we didn't live 2-3 minutes up the road from each other.
Yeah. Time to get with it.
Yeah, that's right. And man, he was a cool dude, and had some dang good dogs, and man, we just pushed dogs and trained dogs. We hunted hard. His places was my places was his places. That we never did bump heads, and still don't. We still talk and whatever. Just don't hunt together like we used to, of course.
Yeah, that's the way things go.
But when I first started with him, he had a mix of everything, really. But he had hounds, he had curs.
I thought,
he did.
Sure he didn't have a walker dog.
Man, he had a legit walker dog. And I've seen a bunch, but I'm telling you, he was bad. He ran a stop.
It was probably one of my dogs. That's what it was. See, he's got my copper dog.
You probably gave Copper. Yeah,
Copper and
you gave it to him. Yeah.
Well, I know he don't like to tell people.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I ain't gonna say nothing else about it.
Yeah, but he had a walker and a plot. He had Copper and Sis. And then
them two right there turned out.
Man, they have. We pushed them hard. But now he's got a couple younger dogs, 2-year-old, 2.5-year-old, off of Copper, them cat pups. And man, I'm telling you, they're the real deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they came on strong.
They're doing good.
And them dogs, one thing about them dogs there, them young cats, man, you didn't have to put much time with them. You turn them loose.
They just wanted to go hunt.
It was just natural. You know what I mean? I mean, they picked up, easy going, little catchy. I mean, heck, they sold them up left and right. But I mean, that's just part of it.
That's part. Well, see, having you on here, you hunt a lot of the same areas that I started out hunting.
That's right. Yeah.
JT does. We all do. I mean, everybody does.
Yeah,
it ain't like nobody's taking nobody's property. That's not even what I'm talking about. I hunted it 15 years ago.
Yeah, that's right.
When y'all was a lot younger. Yeah. And I was a lot younger then.
And we didn't do it.
Y'all.
Right. Yeah.
Man, there just wasn't any hogs.
Yeah.
Hog dogging, there was a lot of people that wanted to do it, but they're just, I mean, hell, how in the world you gonna hog hunt if there ain't no hogs?
Yeah.
Like literally. I know there was guys that populated the places and stuff.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I appreciate that, guys.
Yeah.
But we got a place to hunt. But in the same instance, we don't do that either. We don't condone that.
Yeah.
But, being able to have you say those dogs are a little catchy and they're rough, that kind of solidifies what I say when I'm talking about the way the hogs are here.
Yeah, that's right.
Like they run. And I know they do that all over the place. But
I'm hunted all over there. And you're going to see hogs run no matter where or how.
But when you got 1,000-acre property, you got to get him stopped.
You got to get him stopped. Yeah.
And you don't want, in this rough country, you don't want a dog caught for 30 minutes.
No, you won't never get to him.
Yeah. I mean, you don't want that, but it happens. It has happened. But, but that's one thing a lot of you listeners out there, I know a lot of y'all guys, y'all run, looser bay dogs, and you don't want your dog getting rough. And I wish we could do that. If we could, that's what I would have.
Yeah.
I would have me one old loose rascal that would never get cut or nothing.
Well, and
some hammers to turn loose to shed it, but it's hard to do it like that.
Well, one thing about JT too, now he's got a yard full of them.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but he's got what it takes. I mean, he's got some of the best dogs I've ever been around. I mean, he's got a couple of, like I said, might be a little rougher, and then he's got a couple of legit just bay dogs.
Yeah.
And now they will sit there for 30 minutes to an hour if they got to. I mean, just bay every breath,
There you go. But now, like I said, we didn't discuss that with him. What's Heath got? Yeah. What do you got now?
I'll be honest with you. I got one legit, decent young dog, and she's off that Copper dog.
Mm-hmm.
Man, if you can get your hands on him, you better get you a puppy. He's throwing some studs out there, throwing some good dogs. I guess she's probably pushing 2-year-old, maybe a little younger. I started her out.
Maggie.
Yeah, Maggie. That's that one I took there to the pen that one time.
She's a dog.
I started her out more or less this summer, right after deer season. We went to the woods and again, just
she done really good in that bait pen.
Yeah, that bait pen she did. She surprised me.
If the hogs have been a little stouter, like I said,
the first hog we drawn was probably 200. She bait every breath. Them old boys, them judges was actually like, dude, you need to stick with this. But what was funny was the second time we draw about 100 pounder.
Yeah, about 120 pounds.
And, she went in there like a bulldog and hit, caught, and got disqualified. Yeah. But hey, we look good doing it. I mean, hey, I'll take it,
And that goes back into the woods guy going to the bait pens.
Yeah, that's right.
I try to push that as well. I mean, I do it. And I've been talking to everybody, and you was like, well, I'm going to go try it.
Yeah, I wanted to try it.
We had a good time.
Yeah, I liked it.
Now, all right, going to that part, what did you think about just the people in general and the whole overall thing of the bait pen?
Man, it was something cool to be around. Yeah, and one thing about it is I'm seeing a lot of dog work last few years, 4 years maybe. But I will say this, in that pen, and that was a pretty big pen, and it was woods too.
Yeah,
but you can see what's going on.
Yes.
A lot of times, at night, you try not to bust a bait, so you back 75 yards.
It's thick,
I mean, it's thick. Yeah, it's mountains, hollers, the cutovers. man, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed watching other people's dogs.
There's some
I've
of
seen
them
some up there legit dogs now. And then I'll be honest with you, I'm seeing some boys' dogs up there.
Yeah, I'm like,
and I'm like, and these boys do this, you know?
Yeah.
But, you know, whatever.
It's like
it's
that
fun.
in anything.
It's a hobby. It's a hobby, you know?
You know, all the people, I mean, shit, I know there was several people. They were like, hey, you want to run with me? Or I'll run with you.
And I ran with one boy, too.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. They would run with you, even though you've never met them. You know, and the reason I'm saying this is like some of the bait pen stuff, it does get a bad rap from hunters.
Yeah.
We're all dog people. We all need to stick together, you know, and that's what we need to really do in general.
Yeah.
It doesn't even matter if it's at a damn bird hunt, rabbit hunt, whatever.
Dog, any kind of hunting.
Because we're going to, in every episode that I say the same thing, we're losing ground. I'm not the only one. I mean, there's other podcasts out there that they'll tell you the same exact thing. Looked at the statistics of it over a period of years, we're just losing ground.
That's
and we're losing our younger generation to an extent.
Yes.
If we don't keep them in it and keep them interested in it, well, shit, ain't nobody else going to take over the torch and run with it.
And that's what's bad. A lot of this hunting is a good thing, but it's, you know, like the dogs, it's kind of like a dying breed in a way.
Yeah.
And then a lot of you people is trying to push the dogs out. I mean, but
I don't know why.
But back to the bay and pen, that was something cool. I enjoyed it, and I'll probably go back and do it again. I enjoy watching people's dogs, and like you're saying, you know, I had a guy come up to me and said, "If you want to put her with the 2-dog, you know, I'll put my plot dog with it." And so I'm down. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
And I think we aired out on that one too. We got
I think y'all did wind up.
But remember what was funny was that hog came out and shot down that old fence and ran through the little patch of woods, and old Maggie just took off. I was on his ass the whole time, nipping it. And when she turned it, she eared it.
Yep.
And I won't forget it. Old boy said, "My God," he said, "I thought my plot dog was fast." He said, "She was sure enough fast."
Yeah,
I was like, "Yeah, she was fast." Yeah.
Well, and to me, that goes back into the woods hunter versus the bay pen.
True.
Because to me, that's what they're supposed to do. Grab that son of a bitch, turn it around, and hold him.
Yeah.
Stop. But then again,
there's
it's
so
thing.
much teeth
Exactly.
it gets disqualified.
And most guys that are standing outside the pen will be like, "There's a good woods
they
dog."
loved it. Like when she got eared out, disqualified.
They know the difference.
Everybody was like, they loved it. Though. They cheered on like you just won a trophy.
Well, it's like I used to take all the Jags all the time, you know, little York Terriers, and they go in there just swinging.
Yeah.
That's all they were swinging on swine, just hanging
out. You gotta love it too. You know?
And everybody so there's a few guys that would piss and moan a little bit. They're like, "Oh, little dog." Look, we're just having a good time.
That's right.
We're trying to keep the sport alive. We're trying to contribute instead of, you know, being old mealy mouth some bitch over here in the corner pissing and moaning about everything. He'll participate.
Right. Yeah.
You know, you ain't gonna get no participation trophy, but go ahead and participate.
Might as well. And I was there for the whole weekend, and man, I felt like we was doing it for 3-4 days straight.
Yeah. And that was honestly just a short one.
Yeah.
Jake Locano, they got one that's coming up.
Yeah, you always talk about that.
October 6th through the 9th. And I mean, I think they'll start baying Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Or is it Thursday? Okay. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. And so y'all get up with that. Check it out, hogbaying.com. Jake Locano on pretty much any social media platform. You can check. There's a bunch of the guys out there that'll have that on their pages. Rusty Mayshore, he's got the Oklahoma Bay, Mud Creek Hog Bay. We just went to it. Man, it was a great time. That was the first one he had. He's having another one December. Mark Bannister, that's the one you went to in Georgia. That's Hickory Crossing.
Okay.
All right. Well, they've had some issues with the hogs being tested and stuff.
Yeah, that's what
they passed.
Okay.
So we're having another one in November. Then Slade, Trammell's had one in Nixon, Texas in November. I mean, there's like 4
coming up. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're going to be on the road. We're going to try to make every one of them. And so, you know, and now that we've got this storage stuff going, I've got a trailer set up.
Yeah.
Well, we're working on it. We're going to have supplies and stuff with us. We'll bring collars, leashes, cut gear, some merchandise, you know, things that you need for your dogs and stuff.
That's right.
So
a little bit of everything.
Y'all make sure y'all check that out there, listeners.
It's a good place for it too, because I mean, there's a bunch of people out there.
Yeah, come support it.
Yeah.
And then after this one right here, This will be whether or not old Goose is going to make 4-time world champ, too.
Yeah, I've been seeing some talk about him.
4-year-old dog. Yeah. I mean, he can be 4-time world champ, dude.
Hey, that's a bad dude.
He's a dog. Yeah. He's a solid dog.
I like watching them vids on him.
I've been letting Randy Drill keep him for the past 2 or 3 years.
Came from you, too?
Yeah,
gave him the dog.
Well, I didn't really give him to him. I'm just letting him use him right now.
Just borrow. Yeah.
Hey, Randy's a great guy. Yeah. And I mean, he needs some help. He needs some help in Bay World.
Sometimes you got to help. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Oh, no. That's one of the first times I had to go see for myself.
Yeah.
I went and watched, and I was like, yeah, he's legit.
He looks like it.
Yeah. I mean, in the woods, there's no doubt in my mind that the dog wouldn't go do what he's supposed to do. Way too valuable.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, no, you make that kind of money. Yeah, no, yeah, he is.
He'll wind up breaking his neck running into a tree.
Hit a tree or high wall or trip over a rock or something.
But I mean, who's going to pay you $25,000 to catch that boar hog? Shit, they will down there.
Yeah, that kind of money, you better keep them in the pen.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, or you house one. What are you going to call it? You know what I mean?
Ain't no doubt.
I mean, I would.
Well, on that note right there about doing that with some money, we had that Shank-A-Thon tournament. We started putting them on.
That's some fun.
That's pretty good. Yeah. It's instead of having a stringer, we done one big boar, and it's based off the big boar score, which is a combination of the weight and the tusk. It's just the bottom tusk, both sides, and then we had a side pot for the big sow. Now we've had 2 of those tournaments in the past 2 months.
Yeah.
I mean, the first one we done real quick, and everybody after that, they was like, look, let's do another one.
It's fun, man. It is fun.
And you've done one, the Big Sow, twice.
Yeah, one twice.
Yeah. So you hell on them fat girls, what I'm saying.
I like them thick, man.
That's what I'm talking about, boy.
I like them thick,
well, the first one you placed what? Fourth?
I think 4th and 1st on the Sow.
Yeah.
And then 5th.
And then 5th on this. And man, it was only like 2 points.
Yeah, I seen that. I seen that. Yeah, it was.
The winners. First place was JT, Caleb Smith, JJ Kilgore, Ben Gable.
Yeah, Ben. Yeah.
Second place was
boys and bras. Yeah.
That Ryan. Carter guy.
Yeah.
And that other guy looks like a supermodel, Ryan Rankin.
Yeah, Ryan. Yeah.
And then actually,
Carter,
Josh.
Man, how does he hang out with that old Carter boy?
I don't know.
I don't.
Which I mean, what it is Josh. See, the secret to the sauce is Josh Standard.
Yeah.
All right, you hadn't met Josh.
Well, I have that.
Oh,
one,
you had. You
hunt.
did meet. Yeah,
I think they put the hunt on for.
Well,
him.
he's got that lab.
He's probably the brain. He's the brains, ain't he? He's probably the brains.
He's the brains and the brawn.
Yeah.
Josh is the one making everything happen. Those guys got to put the face on and everything, So I mean, they're doing a good thing. We all support them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Them guys knows I'm just bullshit.
Yeah, they're good guys.
But then we had 3rd place. Another fairly local crew.
Yeah, well, Greg
Dodson.
Yeah, Greg. Yeah, he's close.
Greg and Zach. And man, I can't remember all the other guys.
That's the first time I met his other buddy.
Man, I apologize. I've got it wrote down in there somewhere. But anyway, so we had those, and then Case Frieda from Texas. Yeah. He got 4th. What did Case got 4th last time? Wasn't it, Nate?
No, I got 4th.
You got 4th. He got 3rd last time.
Yeah,
he got 3rd.
What's the team, man? Can't catch shit.
Yeah, can't catch shit.
Yeah. I like
Apparently he does pretty good.
He's catching.
And I'm telling you, he is probably the most honest individual.
Yeah.
From being out of state, because we're doing the virtual weigh-in on
stuff.
He's got access to high fence ranches all over the place.
Well, that's what we need, though.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got to have honest people.
He's got 5,000 acres here, 10,000 over here. He's weighing in the same thing. He's not going to weigh in at 375 with 6-inch too.
Crazy. Yeah,
he's not doing that.
I ain't never seen it.
He actually had last time he could have placed even better in that first one, but he didn't because the video. What was it?
Trashed his phone.
Yeah, he messed his phone up. So, like I said, super nice guy.
Yeah.
We appreciate all the support from everybody doing it. We've got a good response. It's so close to deer season.
Yeah,
it was really tight.
Yeah, it was.
But February,
I felt like it was a good turnout on both hunts. So
it was.
You know what I mean?
Now,
good time. Yeah.
First hunt we had 20.
That first one, old boy, come in what 350.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, well, I mean,
pig now.
I don't know how they. I think what they done is they cut it open and shoved a bunch of rocks in it. You know what I'm saying?
Lead, part of lead.
Lead. That's what it was. Ripped them, melted that lead, and poured it in.
Yeah, he told me he used to work with that lead a lot. I figured he had something laying around. Yeah.
Well,
probably maybe.
They're from way down south, and we're from way up north Alabama.
They was talking now. They won the first one. I'll give them credit.
Now he did.
Yeah, he was talking
a little shit.
Yeah.
Or a lot of shit.
Yeah,
and then
he was talking.
Somebody kept stirring the shit up.
Yeah.
And got them to get back in it. They entered the last one, but so what happened with the last?
Yeah, I didn't see no names up there.
I don't know. I don't know about my old buddy down there.
He's talking about what was he saying? The North,
them damn Yankees up there, mountain monsters. There ain't no mountain monsters. I tell you what, though.
I'm just glad JT and them showed up, you know?
Yeah. We got people that's supporting it.
Yeah.
That's what it takes.
That's kind of stud, man.
Because the first hunt, we didn't have a whole lot of local guys.
No, we didn't. We have more local guys this time.
Yeah, this time
yeah. That little hangout.
Now, it had a lot to do with the deer season, too.
Probably.
Because other places, deer season's got a lot of people shut down.
It always does.
I mean, it's so close. But like I said, come February, Boars and Broads, they're going to have their hunt sometime in the 1st of March. I think there's the Dingler Memorial Hunt. I want to say it's 2nd or 3rd week of February. Michael Spiller's one that told me about it. But anyway, we're going to try to plan hours in the midst of all that too.
That's right.
So that way, while people are on a roll, look, let's just keep it rolling.
Well, look, it's like this too. It's another thing I thought about. Like me and my buddy John Jones, we hunted the one last year for the Boars and Broads, Ryan and Carter. And it was right after deer season?
I think so.
It was pretty close. Anywho.
Or was it right after turkey season?
Another thing too, though, I'm thought about is too. I mean, if you have yours and they have theirs, I mean, why? I mean,
coincide
hunt both
together.
of them. Yeah, hunt both of them.
Well, that's what we were talking about before.
Yeah.
I had some. Actually, Michael Spiller, that's what he asked me. He was like, "Well," he said, "that was the first hunt."
Yeah.
No, it was after the first hunt. He was talking about hunting one in Arkansas, and he was like, "Well, it's during the same time." I said, "Well, ours lasts a week, so you can hunt both of them. I don't care."
Yeah, nobody does it for a week besides you, and I like that. I feel like it gives somebody more of a chance than a night or a 2 night.
People that have work schedules.
Yeah, because everybody's off on different days.
Exactly, and the team.
Yeah,
they can split if they have to.
I mean, think about this honestly. This last hunt, I think I weighed up what was the first boar I weighed up? 140, and then the second boar was like 180. But you got to think, nobody caught a pig bigger until like that Wednesday night, till like 4 nights later.
I thought it was Thursday night when they finally done. No, it was Thursday.
Whenever
night Greg and them about done.
Yeah, it was Greg. Yeah, that's right. They caught that one, and they hold first till that Friday night.
Yeah.
And then Friday night, that's when, they caught them couple good pigs.
Well,
but think about this.
It was 260.
Yeah, 260.
261 or something.
230, something with good shanks.
Yeah. 231, 230.
Yeah, 230.
236.
Yeah.
And then 261.
260, yeah.
That was
think about this. One. If that hunt was that first couple nights, man, I would have won that hunt with something small. But you don't never know.
You never know. That's what, I kept
talking about. Nobody was weighing in. You don't never know.
Yep.
I mean, everybody, if you're having a bad night, everybody may be having a bad night.
And dude, I'm telling you,
I mean, we ran pigs, caught pigs, but man, we didn't catch the right one.
Almost every team that I talked to for almost the whole week, same scenario. They're like, we're catching pigs, but they're pigs. They're not hogs, not big boar hogs.
We caught, I think our smallest might have been 100. Well, probably that first one we weighed in. So I'm going to have some little shanks.
Yeah, I got some decent, good teeth on him.
Pretty cool little footage on him. He was against a big high wall in a big creek. That was pretty neat. My video guy, though, I'm going to have to work with him. He was missing some good footage.
Yeah, we're going to have to tighten him up. Well, I mean, he's over laid on.
Yeah, the tree, and all I seen was boots for a minute.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get the catch dogs down a high wall. It got a little iffy, but
got a little cowboy there for a minute.
We was average probably, 150 to 180 pound pigs, but just not the right one.
And, a lot of times in these tournaments, people think that they got to catch this 300, 350 or what. And I mean, yes, it does happen.
It does every now and then.
Like I said, Rip and them did catch one.
Yeah, they did. They showed up.
And that was down to, that was the last day that they could hunt.
Yeah, that's right.
And that's what he was like.
Yeah, them boys done good. I mean, all jokes aside.
And now this go round, nothing. They didn't even weigh in.
No, they didn't weigh in. That showed you. Yeah. But a solid pig, even for here, it's 240, 250. That's a hard one to beat, man.
That's what I said the whole time.
I feel that way. I've been doing it for, almost 4 years, probably 4 years or so. And,
shit, you got to be doing it at least that long.
Probably have. Maybe a little longer, maybe.
That's what you said. I thought it was probably about 5, 6 years.
Maybe about 5. But, I know I'm done it and caught some good hogs, but man, I can honestly probably say just a handful of hogs has probably went over 300 pounds. Yeah.
That's not where we live. I mean, they're just not that common.
No, yeah.
I'm sure they're there, and we see them on camera.
Yeah,
we see big hogs, but
I ran cameras this hunt. I've done this hunt a little different than what I did the first time, but man, I just didn't have no stud on camera, man. We ran cameras but we hunted anyhow. Now I'll take that back. I had a buddy of mine, Ken. He's got several thousand acres in Lamar down in Millport, and he sent me a picture of a giant, and we did go after him 2 nights.
Yeah, I remember.
Remember me telling you that?
Yep.
He called me and said, Heath, I got a big pig that needs to be killed. He said, both seasons we're gonna kill him. I said, all right. He was by himself. First night we went down there, hunted, never did even jump him, never did get on him. 2 nights go by, he called me and said, Heath, he's on my field right now. Man, we shack buck down there. He called me. He said, Heath, that pig just left. That was within an hour, right at an hour.
Yeah.
Got up to the gate and lowered the buggy, got the dogs ready. It was probably an hour, a little bit over an hour track. I said, well, we'll catch this pig.
Burn him up.
Man, truth be told, we turned loose, hunted, and we never could find that pig. So,
let me ask you a question on that. Was that the only pig that was on camera, or was there other pigs around? Or?
There was one pig on that whole few thousand acres.
Well, see, that's what I was going to say. I mean, if there was more pigs, I could understand it, but just that one hog, people, one track.
In my mindset, it was dry for one. Dry. But
this is the first day we've had rain.
But not making an excuse for these dogs. They fresh. They fresh nosed dogs. I mean, if they ain't 30 minutes, I don't know what they can do.
I got you.
And I'm guilty of that because you know why? I like to go catch a hog.
Mm-hmm.
I put these dogs on hogs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
On hot ones.
Yeah, on hot ones. So they ain't got to work up couple hour old track. You know what I mean? I run curves. I don't run ham.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And I've seen some bird dogs that could push a track. I mean, good.
I have to.
An old track.
Yeah, I have to.
Not like ham.
No.
It's not the same.
But, thinking back, well, if I had that one legit ham, he would have, what I mean?
That would have
been handy right there.
That changed the game then.
I should have called around, went borrowed somebody's ham.
Exactly. Exactly. Hell, you get a good coon dog, put him out there. He'll do it.
Deer dog might have jumped him up.
That's one thing that I will say about like a lot of hounds. I guess unless somebody's been hard breaking them off a certain game, like you take a bear hound, you put him on a hog track.
Yeah, they're gonna run it. Yeah,
that son of a bitch is gonna run it. I'm not gonna say every single time, but all the ones that I've seen quite a few. I'm not, I don't know every damn dog there is.
Yeah,
but I like a dog that wants to hunt.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
we were talking about the whole trash deal. And correct me if just this is my way of thinking. Trash, we created that.
Yeah.
That dog don't know that some bitch is trash.
You got to teach him.
Look, that dog, all he knows is I want to run that. Yeah. It's an armadillo. I'm going to run it. It's a deer. All he knows is scent. He's going to run it. It's not trash to him. It's game. Right. It's core.
It's game. And I like game.
Hell yeah.
And it's to the point like this, man. If that dog's young, as long as they ain't under my feet, let them get out there and hunt. Y'all figure it out. And when it comes to the point, you can work with that dog and you can get them on that track, and then you can start breaking them off that track.
A lot of them will break themselves.
They will. Put them on hogs over and over. Put them with an old dog.
Yeah.
But one thing I have learned too, though, I like to take a good dog by herself.
Yes.
Because, man, listen, you ain't going to have a whole box.
No, you don't.
I think I'm baiting more pigs with 1-2 dogs.
I couldn't tell you how long Clay Austin, we would go, and I mean, we carried a bunch of dogs. Yeah. Everybody always had a bunch of dogs, but generally we would put 1 or 2 dogs on the ground, and we road hunted a lot.
Yeah,
so we had a lot of big properties down south, plantations, stuff like that. And hell, you take 1 or 2 good dogs, they take care of business.
That's right.
And I mean, hell, if we road hunted them, or if they winded or rigged, or if you put them on a track. One dog will go out there, and to me, it seems like it works better.
It is.
Yeah. Than if you dump 5 or 6, they all go in there and rush on that hog.
Yeah. Blow them out.
Blow him out.
Pick up another hog track.
Or you're going to start catching pigs and shoat before you get to it.
Or hey, you out there trying to catch dogs. You know what I mean?
I hate that shit.
If you got enough, you can stage them out. And we have done that, and we have shut down a lot of pigs doing that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But, I mean, it's numbers of ways to do it. Everybody does it different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it all, and I ain't gonna say I'm seeing it all. I'm seeing a lot of ways work, and I'm seeing some, work for others. I know how I do it, and some of my close, buddies, how we hunt like each other. That's probably why we hit it off and catch hogs.
Yeah, same style hunt, and it's.
But now I love going with new people just to see.
Oh yeah,
you know what I mean? You'd be surprised what you can do and what you can learn and what them dogs can do, man.
Yep. I mean, if you got an open mind, something might fall in.
And I still learn. I still learn every night out there hunting.
You should.
You know what I mean? You might think you know a dog, you out there cussing him, and next thing you know, he's following bait and and got the hog. I mean,
last Friday we done that. We was up there other side of Hamilton with Justin Tankersley and Eddie Tankersley.
Okay, yeah.
And me and Rodney, Nate, we went up there. Man, them dogs didn't want to get out from under your feet, man. I'm talking about this. Old Sally dog didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
Rodney was getting frustrated. I mean, I was laughing a little bit because I get laughing at him, which I'm frustrated too. Don't get me wrong, I'm frustrated too.
Yeah.
But we get down there in the back corner of this field, and this was one of the dumbest things that I've ever done. We're walking. I was there. I turned around where I was sitting there talking. The field's like 100 yards or less, somewhere about 100 yards. So we get down there in this bean field, and we just had the dogs that we walked. Most time we don't ever walk hunt or nothing like that. Like we're going back old school, you know.
Yeah.
And anyway, we get there. Dogs finally go around the field a little bit. Bam, 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 bam. They're bayed. Then they start trying him, and guess what? We ain't got no damn bulldog, not a one with us.
Yeah, Lord.
Oh, yeah, they were sitting in the truck. I was like, because I literally was sitting there talking. I was like, well, hell, we're just going to walk right here. If anything happens, we'll run right back.
I've done that before.
Well, we kept talking and walking, and that 7,500 yards was about 200 yards. Still, we running back, getting dogs, and coming by that time. He done wrecked a couple of dogs and gone.
Yeah.
So now we're on a race.
Yeah.
And then we off the property. Then we're in the middle of nowhere.
Neighbor over there.
Then it's 3 o'clock in the morning. We're in a pasture up there, going down somebody's driveway, I'm sure. You know?
Yeah.
But, you know,
we all been there.
You learn something every time.
Yeah, that's
like you said, you don't ever know. It's hard to read a dog the same every single time.
It is.
Because some of them are very consistent in a hunt a certain way. But if you change the way you're hunting, like that dog changes the way it hunts too, to an extent.
Yeah, no, a lot of times.
Like I said, we were walking. I think that's what done that to them dogs. Them dogs ain't been walked in. I don't know why I've ever walked Remy or Oscar, ever. Never. And I mean, normally if we walk, it's just to get them started, you know, just to get a cast going. So it just changed the whole thing up.
Yeah, a lot of times we cast, and it's a lot of times I have walked. You know what I mean?
So what's the typical style of hunting that you do now? Is it cast hunt, rig hunt?
You know, I guess it all depends what dogs, and it really all depends who I'm with.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times I want to hunt the way I want to hunt, but a lot of times it ain't like that. If somebody coming with me, then hey, I don't mind checking their way out, or you know what, let's hunt your way, and then I'll be honest with you, if your dog does cast and can go find a hog, I'm okay with anything, you know, as long as we catching as long as we getting on a hog, you know, we ain't got to catch. I mean, it's been plenty of nights. I ran hogs miles.
Just good dog work.
Yeah, and you know, and I mean, but as far as I've done, I guess I'm casted, walk them, rig. I'm used to rig them a lot. You know what I mean? It just all depends, man. I'm seeing it. You know, I've really seen it.
There you go.
You know, a lot of ways.
That's what we do. We kind of just go with the flow.
Yeah. And like your hunt, like you know them hunts you holding, Joey. I mean, you talking about what is that? Is that eight nights?
Yeah,
that's 8
we've
nights.
Been starting on Friday evenings.
Yeah, and ending on Saturday morning, Friday night, more or less. Yeah. So that's 8 nights.
That's tough.
You'll learn, man. You'll learn what you got. You'll see what you got,
especially if you hunt every day.
Yeah. Hey, let me tell you, these dogs of mine, they was wore slapped out. We was wore out. We kept on. They kept on. Man, let me tell you, you'll learn your dog, and man, that's respect, man. Because it was a time or two I was going to set up Winston or Bingo. I was going to let them have a night off, you know, heal up, because I mean they so stoved up, and cut down, and
I know I seen pictures. Greg had the same things. Like
you know what I mean? They so wore out. Yeah,
you get them more respect because
you will.
How many times do you hunt your dogs like that?
Oh, never. Maybe 2 nights straight.
Who hunts 7 days straight?
Yeah, 7 nights. Yeah,
how good are your dogs?
That's right. So the first hunt I learned this.
Well, tell us a couple stories on. Tell us a couple things on stories.
I'm going to finish this story here.
Whatever.
All right, I'm going to finish this one. One night I was going to let Bingo heal up, sit them up. I loaded the other dogs up. I get going out of the yard, old pickup truck.
Yeah.
Well, he jumped up, started barking. He was pissed. So I said, you know what? He got that heart. He coming. I loaded him up. That son gun ran and caught hogs the whole hunt. I mean, you know what I mean? Man, what kind of stories y'all want to hear?
That's what I'm saying. Just tell us something about I mean, it ain't even got to be on the hunt. Like say probably the roughest hog, the rankest hog you caught, and then say the biggest
I'll be
hog.
honest
Because not
with you.
every time the biggest is the roughest.
Yeah,
but sometimes
the roughest hog, the first one that comes to mind, and you can ask little buddy Jacob Kilgore.
Yeah.
That's JJ's boy. And boy, Jake used to, he used to hunt with us. I mean, you know what I mean? Jake, I mean, he used to be
Well,
there.
he ain't hunting a whole lot right
No,
now.
he ain't. He's
Rodeo?
out cowboy
Yeah.
chasing them old girls,
That's
young man sport,
Nothing wrong with
And I, if I was young again, I'd be right there with him,
There you go.
But we was in Winfield. I think sister and little girl went in there, bait a hog, and man, it was the thickest of the thickets. We took that old black bulldog of mine. She was 8 years old, no teeth.
Yeah.
She'll go in there, and then we had another little bulldog at the time. We went in there and we finally walked through a cutover into an old creek, and we walked the creek up, and we got within 60 yards and we cut them. Of course, we don't know what we cut to. Next thing you know, we in this old creek branch going up. And the sad thing is, I ran off and forgot my knife. I don't do that. I do not do that. And we get up in there, and let me tell you, this hog is just whooping them, throwing them. At one point, I thought the old boy's boy, I was about to start backing up baying. That's how bad it got. I said, good Lord. And this creek, it was a deep bank, shallow creek, but a deep bank. It was probably 8 feet tall. And I was the only one in there in there. And these old boys with us, they was throwing me knives. And I get them, trying to get them stuck, and I couldn't do nothing with them. At one time, I got pissed. I threw a knife. Give me another one,
Yeah, I done that.
So I got another knife, but it took me a few good minutes to kill this hog. And some of that was my stupidity,
I got you.
going to a new place. And, of course, everybody wants to kill the hog until we got there, and there ain't nobody want nothing to do with it. No, it ain't for everybody. And, of course, I'm down there trying to save the dogs. And I finally got this pig killed. But in my mind, that's probably as far as just rankest pig, he was probably 240. But man, he had shanks. And the shanks, I mean, I think my black bulldog ended up, a couple days later, dying on me. But it wasn't really the shanks. I think it was just the beating or the damage of just, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
I mean that pig was just so rank, and man, I won't never forget it. That was one of the hunts I won't never forget.
Yeah, when they get that, that's kind of what we just went through, the same thing, like 265, 270.
That's a big pig.
With teeth was like 2.25, 2.5. So it wasn't no monstrosity of a cutter, but the hog was real heavy in the front end, narrow in the back. Some bitch's head was big as
fighting, running. Yeah.
Dude, we dumped out on him, and he was sitting right there. Like literally.
Yeah, that's his
140 yards.
Yeah.
No running, nothing.
Yeah.
So he's fresh. And he let him know what for, son.
Yeah,
He put 2 of them in the dirt for good and cut 6 more down. And like you said, I literally had that knife, throwed that one down, give me a different knife.
Man, it was bad. It got bad.
Rode that son for 15, 20 yards, literally. I mean, finally had to stab him in the top. Right there to sever his spinal cord to get him to even stop moving. It was rough. He was just rank. But another rank one that I could think back was a sow.
Hey, them old sows.
It was down there at Bruner Hill. I got up there. It was a hike trying to get to it. It's hot. Get to it, and it's in the water. And I seen it. I was
water
like,
makes it dangerous.
I said, man, I said, some bitch might be 100 pounds.
Yeah.
I bailed off in there. And what it was, there was a hole in the bank. Bank was cut out in a little deep spot in the creek. Well, the whole hog was in there, and all I seen was his head. And when I walked, I went about that deep. Took 2 steps, bam, I was up neck deep, and that son of a bitch jumped out, mouth right here at my mouth. Let me tell you something. You talking about a fat boy getting scared. I grabbed that son of a bitch and was hanging on.
Yeah.
Well, when I think you had got there, Philip Brewer. Yeah, because it was still kicking, but I drowned it.
Yeah.
The way I went, I got stuck.
Yeah.
Ooh,
He got stuck. Could not get to it. Oh, that bulldog was going crazy. But anyway, that man, so when that thing jumped, I just fell backwards and grabbed it, like just hung on. And I rolled over and I held it under the water. I mean, literally drowned it till it stopped moving. And I got out. I was trying to drag it out. And old guy that was with me, he come walking around the corner. He had never been on a hog hunt before. That might have been the second time he'd went. He walked up.
You got to love that kind
He seen that. He said, oh, my God. Dude, I look like Rambo or some shit walking out of the water, dragging this 200 pound hog
Yeah.
that I just drowned, you know.
Yeah, that's wild. Yeah.
You know, so I told him, I said, go ahead and stick, because he kept trying to move a little bit. So he stuck it. So he's thinking I'm like this badass, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm this scared ass.
Yeah.
I'm talking about that.
Yeah, you had to do what you had to do. Some big, big mine shafts,
holes.
caves.
Yeah.
And,
That shit make you nervous.
man, it does. You don't think about it until you're in there. You're like, now you start thinking.
Then when it's over, then you really think. You're like, man, what the hell's I doing?
What am I doing in here? But you think, man, my dog's, my dog's in there. I gotta go.
You go in there and you see that dog on top of the hog, and there's no room because that hog's filling up the hole
against walls, the high wall, mud,
And so you're like, hey, I got to get busy. Yeah. You don't really think about that.
Now you think about your dog, so you got to get in there. You got to get it killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you got to put it down.
I've been in some sketchy places, from hog hunting.
Here in Alabama, it's weird because, like where we live at, in this northern, the central, the north part, you don't never know where you're gonna be.
Man, no, dude. I've been on high walls, and creeks, rivers. I've been in Tom Big before.
You'll be standing on top, looking 200 feet down.
Yeah.
Then the next time you're going 40 feet deep. In a hole.
That's right. Yeah.
You don't ever know what's gonna happen.
We went in a big covert one night. It was actually it was under train tracks, and this covert was probably 75 yards long, and it was probably 3-4 foot, around.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. That was.
I bet that was.
Yeah, you got to crawl in there, and I'm leading the catch dog in because I'm like, this ain't it. Hey, if it's gonna hit my face, my boy dog's gonna have to do what he's gonna do. And you had it caught or had it stopped. Cause a lot of times your Garmin will show up, crash the mark. You know what I mean? And matter of fact, the last time we done that, I think it was in that boars and bras hunt, and it was still cold. That water was freezing. I mean, it was a bad time. But now I have bait up in caves and creeks and high walls and mine shafts in the summertime. And like you said, you don't think about it until you start coming out.
That's right.
You know what hits my mind? Snakes. I said, oh Lord, them snakes gonna be, that or more hogs. I mean, you don't never know.
You don't never know.
Because that's a home to anything. Wild.
And going down South Alabama.
Well, I love it down there.
You got gators.
Oh, you do. Now let me tell you, that delta.
Have you ever had to deal with many gators?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Hunts?
I didn't like it.
I've never had to deal with many.
I've seen a few like Sumter County.
Yeah.
Below Bogie, Elps, but we all went down to the delta. Way down, south, Alabama. And let me tell you, boy, when it got dark, man, them sunguns was out there. Yeah. They was staying close to the boat, close to the bank. And let me tell you, man, you shine your light out there and it looked like Christmas trees light up from all, you know what I mean? Hey, I didn't like that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Well, no, because.
Yeah. The gators, man, they're gonna eat your dogs.
Yeah, well, that's what would be sucky. Because, somebody's grab your dog and you roll up and he's just flopping around. Yeah. What do you do?
We went with some boys who lived down there and used to it.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, their boat, the boat broke down. They was out there swimming. We had to tie up their boat, pull them back, and these boys are out there with no shoes on. Tough old cats. It was 100 degrees walking across, asphalt, and I'm like, that's some tough sun guns right here.
Hell yeah.
I ain't gonna mess with them. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they was out there swimming with them gators, and I'm over here like, hell no.
Like, shit, I ain't even riding in the boat.
Yeah, put me back in the mountains. You know what I mean?
I want to hit the hills. And then when you're up here in the mountains, all you do is like, damn, I wish we had some flat land.
Man, you ain't lying. Yeah. I've been all over. I love the flat swamp land, but I do too. I don't care about them gators now.
But in all honesty, it's still rough down there too.
Oh, some of it is
flat.
Yeah,
and all that
water,
mud, that muck,
that mud. Yeah, they'll pull your shoes off of your feet.
Yeah, it gets rough. There's a big population of hogs in areas down there.
Well, you know what I like about the swamp land and the river land? It's something about it. It just grows big teeth, big shanks. You ever notice that?
It does here.
I don't know. I guess it's about the water, the sand.
Well, you look at like South Texas, South Mississippi, down Louisiana, South Alabama.
Something about them swamps, man.
Florida. That sand.
Yeah, sand. That's what I'm thinking. Sand around that river. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm always told.
They sure have bigger teeth.
Yeah.
The hog would be 160 pounds, had 3-inch teeth.
I swear to you.
And
be honest with you, that's the dangerous, about 150-pound hog.
With some like
shanks. Man, they're hurt. They'll cut your whole crew.
Well, they're so fast. It's like Manny Pacquiao with a sledgehammer. He'll whoop that ass moving around.
More to do with genetics.
Think so?
Boars used to touch too fight.
Yeah.
So over time, those areas where pigs were originally introduced to North America.
That's the original stuff.
Their genetic pool has been longer, so more competition has allowed the tussling to grow. It's a place that has pigs new.
Yeah.
You don't ever catch pigs really large.
No, they don't.
I think.
No, that's right, though.
But it's like
I think they got.
Deer, it's like deer go so like a deer that has the potential to be an 8 point.
Yeah.
Is never going to be a 10 point, but he could be a 6 point if his nutritional quality is not met. But there's no difference in growing those tusks versus these teeth besides genetics.
Mm-hmm. Or you think they're going to be able to hear on this mic?
I don't know. I feel like I spoke about.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I'm just making sure. I mean, just keep on. I was just making sure I was going to say, if you do, come over here and just talk.
Another thing too.
It sounds great. I mean, it does.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with some of that.
Genetics because that's where the hogs were originally introduced. Was further. Yeah.
Well, I think this too. I think they got more land per number because a lot of times you got a small place with a lot of hogs. Well, they're going to fight.
We got more population here, more people.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and a lot of times I think the hogs going to fight, break them, whatever. But down south, you got land forever. You got the river forever. I mean, some of that stuff would never be touched, cut.
Well, especially getting down there to the alluvial plain and the delta areas, like you said.
That's what I'm saying. That's there forever.
Humans can't really live there. I mean, you can go and visit, hunt it, do stuff like that, but you're not going to have a city or a town built in the swamp.
No, that's what I'm saying. I think you got more land, so I think the hogs can spread out more. If that makes sense. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Well, yeah.
Here you got so much. You got tight places. Yeah, you got too many hogs. Yeah. So they fight, they root, they break.
But I mean, like I said, though, if you look at some of the real big hogs here with good teeth, what we call good teeth, I mean, good teeth, 2 inches. I think that's good teeth on it, 200, 250. Hell, things got good, healthy teeth. But compared to some of the teeth I've seen in other places, these are like more, they're wide and thick and shorter. Like little stumpier teeth.
Yeah, that's right.
They're still a good, healthy teeth. And but we have killed hogs that had like little pencils.
Yeah. I mean, a big old.
Be a big hog. Yeah, I mean big.
And it all depends about your ground too. A lot of this land, especially local, close, it's all strip pits. Man, been stripped years ago, so
there's no nutrition.
Hard. Yeah, it's hard land. It's hard rock.
There's no nutritional value in anything that's here, really. Yeah.
Their teeth aren't the same.
No, it's not the same at all.
I noticed a stronger correlation with more blooded hog type because these hogs are blooded.
Yeah, there's a lot of blooded hogs.
Yeah, you can see the difference. Yeah.
So I feel like that's another difference, just the genetics, competition, and time. Because I don't think nutrition would play a factor in it because I don't.
That'd be in the body size.
I could be wrong.
I think say the nutritional value.
Nutritional difference.
No, I'm just talking about in the.
This teeth.
Well, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about in general, in the overall part of the hog. We're just talking about the land. The land ain't worth the shit. I mean, you can't go any of these strip pits and stuff. You go out there, you could disc it, till it, do whatever you want, and corn's gonna get about knee high, maybe waist high, and that's it. It's not gonna put off. It ain't gonna produce worth the shit. You have to do a lot to try to build some soil. You have to bring soil in. Yes, you do. That's what I was just talking about on that part. Yeah, I don't think it has anything to do with the tusk on that either. I don't know. Might need to look into that. Let's look into that. Get fact check a bunch of that stuff right there when you get a chance, and let us know. See what that has to do, because if that was true, if nutritional value had a lot to do with the tusk size, domestic hogs would have fucking teeth sticking out like that, right?
For sure. And I've seen some like that.
I have seen some with some big ass teeth.
Believe it or not, I have seen some like that.
Like we had one that had over 4 inch teeth. Yeah. I got one in the house now that's got 3.5, 4 inch teeth.
That's a big old teeth.
Yeah, he got some damn teeth on him. I need to dub him, really. Need to dub those teeth on him, because I mean, if something happens, he gets out like there. He's not rough at all. I mean, you could just about walk up, grab him and say, "Go back in the pen,"
Yeah.
One of them kind of deals. But so back to the hunts and stuff. What would be what's the most hogs you ever caught in a day?
In a day?
Yeah, like in a day, in one hunt, one good hunt.
One good hunt.
You ready for another beer yet?
Yeah, I'll take one. Yeah, for sure.
That's what I was in the holler and see if Luke get a beer. In case y'all don't know, on our podcast, if you're 21 years old, you're allowed to drink beer.
That's right. Yeah. The most hogs I'm ever caught in a day was 16.
That's a lot of pigs.
That was a place that was new. No dogs ever been there.
No pressure on them.
But now I ain't gonna say we caught 16 studs.
Yeah, we caught 16 pigs.
Yeah, as far as pigs, like dead pigs, well, it was anywhere from 20 pounds to 200 pounds. But it was
that's a good day, though.
Man, that's a good day. Good dog work.
I know a lot of guys that they would get mad if that's all they caught. Shit.
Hey, it's been plenty of nights where I run all night and don't catch a pig. You know, so, I mean, I'm caught pigs and might hunt a night and don't catch a pig. So look, you just got to take it when you can, you know. But
if they ain't there, they ain't there. You can't catch it.
And I mean, I'm caught 3 or 4 in a night, and they all was 200 plus. That's a hell of a hunt.
Yeah,
that's a hell of a stringer. Think about it. Wait,
that's a lot. That's a lot.
You know, it just all depends. You know, I mean, we catch hogs.
What's the biggest hog that y'all caught?
Man, it's 3 hogs. It's 3 hogs in my mind, and it was all 3 big, and it was all 3 probably close to the same size. But I was able to drag one of them out close enough to get a buggy and rope, pull them on out, and load them up. And we took them to my shop. It was last year. JT and Ben. I think JT and Ben was there. I think that was it. I think Ben's boy Mason.
Yeah.
We took him to the house, took him to the shop, and weighed him up. And I think me and Ben was talking about it the other day, and Ben showed me a picture and a video of us weighing it up, kind of like the videos you want, you know. Right. I think it was 336 pounds.
Damn,
and they can back me on it. Yeah. It was a stud. Matter of fact, we were talking about the story, and I think I said we caught 2 pigs that night with 200 plus. It was July. It was just
like I said, we at 60 to 80 was getting to be a good average. Then it fell down. Couldn't figure out what the hell was going on. There's a lot more people hunting. That's when American Hoggers came out on TV.
Yeah,
everybody was bumped up. And that was a good thing. But I couldn't figure out what was going on. You know, why weren't we baying hogs like we did? So I had to change my game plan up. Yeah. Like I said, I was going to properties, and every time we go, it was a 150 plus every single time. And I mean, it was like I'd leave the house, get down there at daylight, I'd catch me a good one, I'd be back at home. Shit, before anybody got up, you know, it would just go on and hit it and get done.
Yeah, that's right.
And then it got to where I was catching 150 or less. Then it got to where I couldn't hardly catch shit.
That's when we got
well, everybody was hunting.
Everybody.
There was several. I can say everybody. There was quite a few people who got dogs and started hunting.
Yeah.
But they were running any kind of dog. They didn't have hog dogs yet.
Anything to run a track.
They were running. That's all it was.
A lot of people.
They weren't catching hogs. They were running hogs.
Well, see, a lot of times I ain't gonna call no dogs now. Some people do it with both.
You can call them out whatever you want. Listen, but we're all real right here.
You know, a lot of you hounds.
Yeah.
We're just pushing track.
They
made to push a track. Mm-hmm. And like I was talking about that Walker dog, JT's earlier, Jay. Man, that was just one dog out of a million. He ran to stop. He ran to catch. You know, you don't see many. You don't see many hounds.
You know, Pat's got putting out Pat stuff. There's not just hounding. You know,
they run to catch. They don't bait though.
Yeah, I was going to say that, and that's the difference. Like you said, like a true straight hound. I've had a couple that were bad. I mean, some bad.
Yeah.
I'm talking about bad.
Yeah.
But they didn't work a track as well as some of the other hounds that weren't as rough.
Yeah.
I don't know if you see what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. Like I had a real rough ass hound. I mean, he was like I had a big old plot dog. I didn't even meet a bulldog.
Yeah.
Period. Well, it was a litter mate. Wasn't his litter mate? It was the same breed, but it was just a different litter. Same exact dog.
Yeah.
Well, that son of a bitch right there wouldn't put ticked on him. Just enough to stop him. That was it.
Yeah.
But he would take a colder track. He ran slower. And he opened a little more. You know, he was a good solid dog, but I did not catch nowhere near the numbers.
Yeah.
And like I said, you know, the age-old battle goes open, silent. Open. Which is going to catch most? Rough or bait? Yeah. Which one's going to catch most? It depends on you.
Yeah.
How many hogs
are
there? Geographical location.
And you can do with all of it.
Exactly.
You know, I can call out some boys right now. I mean, they use nothing but hounds and they catch big pigs. You know what I mean? But I know what I'm done and used and seen.
I know what works better here.
That's right. I just already been more of a cur or silent kind of guy, or you know what I mean. Easier going. And it's like this. I love watching hounds. I love hearing it. I mean, I'll go right now. Y'all go out, we'll go with some hounds. You know what I mean? I love that. But I will be honest with you. I like to put that fresh nose to the ground. Let's have a track within a few hundred yards. Let's have something bait up, 400 or 500 yards. Instead of running 4 or 5 miles, which some people like. I'm not knocking that.
If you've got the property, I was talking to Logan Campbell.
And you gotta have the property, like you know.
And that's what he was saying. Like, there's places he can't really even hunt because there's not enough property. You know, like say if he come over here, and I called him and said, "Hey, Logan, come over here. Let's hunt this lease up here. It's 800 acres, and that's all we can do." He's not going to do it. Yeah. I mean, he can't.
Nah, he'll run right through.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be doing
straight line right through half.
Like us, we got a hot-nosed dog.
Yeah.
And it does not mean our dog's better than his, by no means.
Not at all. Yeah.
All it means is better suited for that territory.
Yeah, that's right.
I got 800 acres. If that hog crossed the road 20 minutes ago, that's his acres.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, or should be anyway. It ain't all the time, but we got a hell of a lot better chance of catching him quick.
Yeah.
Now, if that hog crossed the road 2.5, 3 hours ago, my dogs ain't even gonna know he had.
That's like earlier talking about that. Yeah. The hour-old track. Man, we a little stupid out there. You know.
But that's what people.
That's why you need a hound. You know. Like you said,
there's a lot of people
they work that thing up and go.
Oh yeah. People think that a track that's an hour old, they're like, oh man, that ain't that's fresh.
You know, back
it depends.
A few years ago when that old Jake dog was still alive, he used to rig, run them. If he didn't stop him, a lot of times we used him to get that track up to go. Get a height. We'll cut him off, and then we'll put a silent dog. Yeah. And that silent dog, a lot of times, will finish it. Because,
well, I mean, that's just called, that's just, you're working.
Yeah, that's right.
You're putting things together. You're making it work. Me and Rodney, we hunt two completely different style dogs, two completely different ways that we hunt, but we've combined them, and we ain't got it figured out by no means. But we catch pigs.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those deals where, you know, his dogs can get rough at times, but they're generally more just a straight base style dog. And I've got a couple that are the same thing. They'll get rough if they're all together. They're going to act crazy. Yeah. They're damn lunatics. Yeah. But then I've also had like that King and Charlie dog that just got killed not long ago. Well, we had it figured out with them pretty good. With Hank, my brother-in-law Joe's dog, we could take them right there from Midnight Sally. Like you said, they get a track going. And if that hog would take a bait, bang, get him. But if I had somebody scared wanting to roll, we'd get up ahead, we'd get closer. But the style of run and catch dogs that we have, I mean, if that hog was a mile away, we put him on that track, he'll run that track. Just like a regular, you know, like a strike dog would, like a regular cur dog would or whatever. He will run that track to it. But you got to be careful doing that because you don't want to get him caught a mile away. It'll happen. You know, but if I know we can get to it, I'll throw that son of a bitch on the ground 17 miles from yonder. Hey, look, you'll see that cur dog of mine, which number one, my cur dog's probably going to have Airedale in him, Jag in him, Bulldog. That's my kind of cur dog. It's ain't got no cur in him at all. Yeah, well, and he's going to have a backpack and a scuba mask on, and that somebody's got his own bubble blade. Bubble blade. That's somebody's bad, I'm telling you.
I guess, you know, speaking of that, I'm about the same way. You know, all my Bulldogs know the walk-in dogs. You walk them up 67 yards to cover. And these hunts, so, you know, I'm out there, I'm trying my best to win.
Yeah, you got to cut loose.
Yeah, you know.
Winston looks at you and says, 600 yards, come on now.
Hey, but he'll go. Hey, I ran these Bulldogs my like running catch. And that's another thing, they get wore out so fast, stove up. They ain't used to it, but they'll go. You know what I mean?
They got the heart and the drive.
Yeah, they got the heart. And that's what, man, I'll tell you, I got respect for my dogs.
And you said Winston, he's neutral, right?
He's about 4 months ago, we was hunting one night.
I thought you said
it was my fault. It was my fault. Sent him into a bay, caught a decent hog.
You got any pups on him at all?
No, that's one of them. He's just a little bit over 2-year-old. Man,
I know he wasn't that old.
I got him at 10 months old. This is no lie. This is when me and JT was going.
Now, he was a couch potato, wasn't he?
He was just a pet.
Just a pet.
Me and JT was going through a hard time of Bulldogs. We lost Crash. Dude, we was trying Bulldogs out.
Well,
people.
I mean, the way y'all hunted every day.
Yeah, I mean, we hunted a lot. Yeah. We lost Crash. Crash ended up hitting a pond and drowning on it.
That was a good. That was. I never got guys out there listening.
Dude,
I mean,
bad motherfucker.
I've known Heath for several years. Known JT for several years, and we've never even really got to hunt together. It's none of this bullshit going on or nothing. It's like I'm busy hunting. They're busy hunting. Yeah. Our schedules don't really add up.
We might be off for the week.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so I do keep up with their dogs, and try to see what dogs are doing good, stuff like that. And I talk with them, and we're on social media. So when you hear me saying, "Yeah, that was a good dog," I wasn't there physically, but like I said, I just want to clear that up.
In my mind, I've been around 4 years, 5 years, and I've seen some bulldogs. In my mind, that was the best bulldog. And what was like you was talking about, he was a pet.
Yeah.
He'll ride in the car a week. He'll come in the house, sleep with. I mean, he was a pet. But my God, when it came down time, hey, that son going one bad dude. I'm telling you right now. I'm seeing him catch some of the biggest hogs I've been on. Hey, they make them squeal like it ain't nothing.
Hey,
Now, hey, from here to 67 yards, that's fastest dog on the yard. You know what I mean?
getting with it, huh?
But anyhow, we was going through a hard time trying to find dogs, bulldogs. Man, we drove to Georgia. I mean, we drove everywhere trying to get
Remember when y'all
dogs
was
out.
looking?
And you know, people's catch dogs, my catch dogs. Most of the time they ain't catch dogs. You know, they might go in and catch a hog or two, but they ain't my style of catch dogs. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I had a friend hit me up, said I'm about to rehome this dog. She said, $100. I said, bring him to me. I got Winston, gave him $100. That night, me and JT was going. He said, yeah, bring him on. We ain't got nothing on the head, we got nothing to catch. You know, we was using some old buddy's blue dog at the time, you know. We go, we bait up, and we walk them up. Old dude send his catch dog, goes in there and miss. You know, like half these finished bulldogs, you know. Well, by the time old Winston just starts pulling me, JT said, hey, I'll cut him loose. Okay. I'll cut him. He goes there and catches the hog. Okay. It was just a natural, you know.
Yeah, he
And every now and then he gonna have that. And ever since then, he caught plenty, man. He's still catching. But back on that a few months ago, sent him to a bay like always. It was my fault I didn't catch him until 3 days later, Joe. Out there feeding, spraying out dog pins, and I seen his damn old nuts just
so he
hanging.
cut.
He got his nuts sack cut,
cut.
what I could tell.
Yeah.
And nuts is just shriveled up, swelled up, green. I mean, he been licking
Oh
on
my
them.
goodness.
And I said, oh my God, you
Yeah.
know, and dude, so in April, he was 2 years old, so he's a little bit over 2 years old.
Yeah.
I got him at 10 months old, started him right then, too young, because he ain't got no
Yeah.
canine, but hey, he's still catching.
He's still getting.
And I took him up to the vet, and they said, yeah, we wanted to cut him off. I said, all right. So, you know what I mean? I didn't get no puppies off of him, but he's still my main catch dog.
Yeah.
He still do what he do.
Yeah.
I try to keep him in shape, because
He's a good looking son.
yeah, oh, he's bad. He's bad. Now Bingo though, he's right there with him. He got a bite. Don't make him squeal. But he ain't as fast, or he ain't that dominant dog. But now he's caught plenty by himself. But man, it's just something about Winston. You cut Winston, he's a jet. He's there, and I've never had a hog that really. I mean, as far as I know of, even a couple that rode within 50, 60 yards, he's a caught hog.
Yeah,
He's on his ass, and he's got to be, but he's stopping the hog. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, it don't matter to me. It's like
Yeah.
get the job done.
That's right.
Like it don't make
And the
sense.
curves we run, normally if they got the hell, they gonna hit too.
Yeah.
You know, so
That's what I like. I mean, that's just my style of
I
dog.
got a little puppy at the house. He's a little bit over a year old. I put him on 2 small hogs, and I do think he's gonna be a bad dude.
Really?
I'm about to put a lot of time and work.
Hell yeah. That'd be good, dude.
Yeah. I think he'll be the real deal. Winston, I'm gonna run him to the day he dies. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just what it is when you got one like that,
Yeah.
and he
But
does it
at the same
every time.
time, he's a buddy too.
Now, that Bingo dog, how does he?
He's the same age as Winston. He was just a slow. He was a
Slow.
slow starter.
Sometimes that makes,
Yeah, and
makes
I
him better dog.
at times I was like, this dog's about to leave the yard. But at the same time, I'm glad
Yeah.
I had patience. Somebody else said, give him a little time.
Yeah.
And I ain't gonna lie to you. He's just as good as Winston is now. But it took him 2 years to get
Catch
here.
up to that. Yeah.
It took Winston,
So do you?
I mean, no time.
Do you take him by himself?
I'm turned loose a handful of times by himself.
That's
We
what you say.
used to run a bulldog by themselves.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. I didn't know if you cared.
We ran Crash
Let
by
me
himself
know.
over and over. You know, but then when we lost them, we started going for dogs. So I lost my old black dog I started out with before Crash.
Yes.
And we started running her with him. Boy, she was just an old school natural hit. I caught her my suicide dolphins. She was going to catch no matter what.
You know, make things.
Yeah. But Crash was just a freak. That dude was bad. Anyways, well, we started giving, Crash some help. He died on it, so we started sending 2 bulldogs at a time. And I'll be honest with you, the reason why,
Shuts it down.
it shuts them down and you give both dogs some help, and hopefully you'll give them a future.
It saves them. Yeah.
It saves them.
It does.
But at the same time, to be honest, we didn't have that one bad dog that we did at one point. You see what I'm saying? Crash could do it.
Yeah.
But anyways, then we got Winston. We ran Winston 4, 5, 6 months by ourselves, catching studs. But like I said, canines getting knocked out, getting cut down,
They
getting
take the beat.
overheated. So then we started Bingo, and Bingo was late, slow. Got a couple more. JJ got that little black dog. We started him young. That little black dog was bad. He's fire. Man, I watched that dog cover the base 500-600 yards out. Just game. You ain't gonna run this dog hot. And he just, he's one of them true 40-pound little game dogs. You know what I mean? Started helping him out with Winston and started giving Winston help. And then when Bingo was, when he got to the point, I'll cut Winston by itself anytime. But listen, if I can, I'll cut 2 bulldogs. I gotta have him. I can't afford to lose him.
You ain't gotta be macho.
He got cut the last hunt. He got cut elbow to back paw. I'm talking about wide open. And then in my mind, I'm like, man, I hate to leave the house battle because I just know what he can do. He's caught my biggest hogs. He's caught them by himself. Yeah. I'm seeing these other guys' bulldogs get thrown, miss, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah. He's an anchor dog. Yeah. He puts it down.
Yeah. The last couple nights, it was like, guys, we gotta win this hunt. Yeah. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, I can't do my blade like that. It ain't worth me. It'd be nice to win this $3-4 grand. Don't get me wrong.
You don't want to do
but
that.
I can't replace him. I can't replace him. It may take me a year to replace him.
You hear people say it all the time. Well, bulldogs are down dud. You find a bulldog. A good one.
Hey, you're right. You'll hear, you go to the pound. Pay $50 for a catch dog. Now we went through 20 catch dogs. We went through 20 catch dogs before we got lucky on him. Honestly, I got lucky.
It ain't the same catch dog.
He was just natural, and out of all his hunting, 4 or 5 years, out of probably 30 bulldogs I'm seen tried, it was probably second, third natural I'm ever seen.
I got
you. JT got a little red dog. I think he was all mixed up. Johnny, old buddy of ours, Johnny gave it to him. And I would call him a natural. The first couple of nights we took him, he went in and called. But he died the same way Crash did. He hit a pond one night and drowned him. But what was sad was we probably caught 10, 15 hogs with that dog.
Little strip pit ponds are rough.
Man, they deep. You know what I mean? They don't, them hogs gonna hit that water. But what we didn't realize was that dog was just now coming on him. You know what I mean? Moving. But you'll lose the dog quick if you careful. You know what I mean? And it don't take just a half a minute.
Yeah, it don't take long at all.
I can show you the video. We was bait up against a high wall. I won't never forget it. I'm talking about, and I cut Crash. As soon as I cut Crash, I'm talking about as soon as I cut Crash, we was washing the bay. It was one morning. It was me, JJ, and Jake, and a couple more people. As soon as I cut them, hog broke. Ran about 75 yards off in the pond. Me and Jake Kilgore was right behind them. I'm talking about right behind them. We heard the water hit. We come up on the bank. And somebody in the background had a video going, and you can hear me saying, I'm looking around, you can see me looking, and I say, where's Crash? Where's Crash? And that's how quick it was. We wasn't 30 seconds behind that hog.
That's crazy.
So, it don't take this minute.
Yeah,
half a minute. You know what I mean?
We've been in that situation a few times ourselves.
A real bulldog ain't letting go. He got a mouthful of water, he's sunk in the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I'm seeing these other guys let go and swim around sitting on the bank looking.
Sometimes I wish they would. I'm like, can't you just be a couple
months ago, we went down to Alice. I jumped off in the river. Mango and Maggie sitting on the bank looking retarded. Winston out there on a dang 150-pound sow. The pig's already drowned it. Right. And Winston, he's out there still hanging on about to drown too. I had to dive off him. He's retarded, buddy. You know what I mean? But that just shows you what caliber dog
that's tenacity. That's
what you want.
That's what you can't put that in the dog.
Yeah, give me that dog. You know what I mean? Because I trust that dog.
I'd rather have a wild, crazy ass dog than one that won't do it. Yeah. But that one that's lazy, that want to go. Like I said, you can't.
Yeah, not knocking my Bingo or Maggie dog. But at the same damn time, they on the bank looking retarded.
It ain't the same.
But then again, the hog is dead, so I don't know.
They might be smarter.
They may be. Where you been? It took you 5 minutes to get here.
Yeah, problems.
Yeah. But
what time we got here? Cool. I don't know. Everything's still going good. You say you get what you go for. So, with the way all the laws and shit are right now, with not being able to tie a hog up, bring it home, and do all that, how do you do your training on dogs, on pups?
That's what makes it hard, man.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of people kill hunting. Think about it. I love my killing hunting. Used to do it. Yeah. But think about it. You can't move a hog. You can't trap one. If you do, it's got to be killed 24 hours.
Right then,
as soon as you come, but I think you got to check your trap. Every 24 hours or something like that.
Yeah, every 24 hours.
I don't trap, so I don't know. But I've been, I've been to the ringer.
No, you're right.
But
that's what it is. But that's what I'm saying. So it's really hard to train a pup.
It is.
pretty much you got to make a Me Too dog first.
A lot of times.
You got to,
but then it's hard to break in.
yeah, that's what he said. Then you got to situate that dog to where it's more of a lead dog.
Yeah, start going by yourself, put them on the track. But it's hard to get that dog.
There are any kind of tips that you got that could help some people that are in Alabama that would help?
Yeah, I done Bingo the same way. He's a catch dog now, but it's the same way as a cur or a young puppy, Me Too.
Mm-hmm.
If you turn them loose and them other dogs going, and say that dog goes 100 yards and comes back to you feeding, you're watching them dogs. They'll listen. As soon as them dogs, barking bait, that puppy wants to run in there, right? Let me tell you something. When it comes back to you the first time, put that dog on a lead.
Mm-hmm.
Make them hear them dogs baying.
Don't let him go.
Hey, put them in the box. Do not let that dog go. It'll piss them off. Mm-hmm. I'm in the middle of doing a dog like that. Man.
We talked about that last night.
It works.
That's the same way we do. We just take it away from him. Like, no, you didn't do your job.
And Bingo's been on a lot of hogs. Like I say, he's a catch dog, but I had to do him different. I put a lot more time in what I normally do. So like one morning we went out. I think we bait up 3 pigs out one morning. And what I done was we got close enough to hear that bay and hear the other dogs hitting and fighting. I'll tie them up or I'll leave them in the box. And let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
I seen a difference within just a few hunts. And that dog is mean. One of the bars.
There you go.
I made him mad.
He's mad.
Let me tell you something. About 2 hunts later, I said, it's your time to shine. If not, you leave in this old hillside.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, turn him loose by himself. He went in there and hit a call. That right there changed his attitude. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Because before that, you could cut him to a bait, go about 20 yards and look around like, hey, where's Winston at? He just didn't have that confidence.
Yeah, he wouldn't buy it.
But when I put him up in that dog box or tie him to a tree and did not let him get that catch or that, hey, it changed his attitude.
Oh, yeah.
That some guy got pissed off. And ever since then, he's been a catch dog.
There you go. Which
I mean, like it's different ways to do it, but them cur dogs and bait dogs and Me Too dogs, same thing. Put that dog on a leash, put him in a box, go home. If that dog don't hunt, go home.
That's what I tell them.
Sooner or later, they'll pick it up and not get rid of it.
You got to give them a little patience, like I said, because not being able to do the catch shows and do mock hunts and practices and all that, it really limits to what we can do.
It does.
So you got to give a dog more time. I feel like you do.
And some dogs take more time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I'm seeing some 2.5, 3-year-old dogs, you're going to think I'm crazy. And at first, I wouldn't have the time. But
no, I would have just been done with it.
My God, they're not going to switch and be some bad dogs. Yeah. And then I've seen these dogs like them JT cat, year-old already out there looking like 4 or 5-year-old dogs. But like I said, that's your natural.
They're pretty much lead dogs.
Yeah, I mean, they better than his lead dogs already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got so much more potential.
2.5, 3-year-old dogs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They got so much more potential. Yeah. They still got years to go.
Yeah, that's right.
So
that shows you right there.
Oh, yeah.
And every dog's different.
Oh, I agree.
And I think a lot of times you can start them out too young too. You know what I mean? Get that puppy out of them. Hell, if you got the dogs, be patient. Throw them in the pen. Don't mess with them till a year old.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing about being a responsible dog owner and dog hunter is you got to be mentally mature enough.
Yeah.
You got to have patience to deal with that pup. And if you don't let that puppy mature, and give it a fair shake, then that just shows you're not mature.
And some of these cur dogs are weird too. There was some weird dogs like Maggie's mother. There ain't nobody that can go touch her.
Mm-hmm.
JT went over there one time to try to stick Copper in the pen with her. She about ate him up.
Yeah.
There ain't nobody, if it ain't John, there ain't nobody touching her. And then, but Copper's, Maggie's daddy, he's a little odd too. But what I'm trying to get at is something, and Maggie's the same way. That it took me, like, the first couple times I hunted her, I couldn't put my hands on her, couldn't catch her. I mean, she was about to, it was coming to the point, I was like, this is a problem. Yeah. But it took a lot of time. It took a lot of time working with that dog, but the only reason why I did it, because I knew where she came from. I knew her mom. And
knew what was there.
Yeah. So I put my time, and I let her up, I set her up. You know what I mean? I was patient with her. But what I'm trying to get at is, too, a lot of these cur dogs you hunt with, a lot of times you can't just get on them or cool them, because they'll sit down on you. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then I'm took new people before. And they'll be loud talking and stuff. Next thing you know, these dogs are spooked. I mean, these dogs are weird, but let me tell you, if you know what you're doing, these dogs will do what they do.
Oh, yeah, they'll do sort you down. The one thing like, like Rodney, he'll cast dogs, Yeah. He's got his own style in the way that he does it. like he'll be walking. Hey, if you say something to me, was that Luke?
I heard it going too.
But he'll be walking, and he'll stop and let the dogs go in front of him. Nobody else needs to be around. They need to stand back. If you're at night, keep your lights off. Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Especially them young dogs and pups, the little curs. Like you said, they'll get out there 100 yards. Somebody start, hey man, the other night we did it, and then they'll come right back. But
right.
they don't want to just hang out at your feet. It's like it spooks them a little bit. They're kind of spooky dogs.
They are.
But when they turn on, though, it's like,
man,
shit.
I know. Yeah, man, good thing I was patient. You know?
Yeah.
But then it goes like this too. And I think, I like to hunt with people, but I think this is why people stick with, the same people. You go with somebody new, right?
That's right.
You get out there, you hunt. Well, their dog ain't doing something right. 9 out of 10 times, what do they do?
Yeah.
Hey, start hollering at their dog. Well, guess what? Well, then it's going to mess up your dog.
That's your dog.
Your dog's 400 or 500 yards coming back. They think they get known too, but
Yeah.
think about it. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
I know
a few people,
100%.
and I'm like, hey, you just messed up the whole hunt. Which, sometimes I say something, sometimes I don't. But a lot of times you're like, man, like, you got to, you don't know that. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Wait.
But,
You don't call your dog because you're aggravated.
That's right.
You let your dog do what it's doing. If other dogs are out, shut up.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Let
as
them
soon
go.
as you get loud, or as soon as you start taunting one dog, this other dog 50 yards going to hear that beat. He's coming back home.
Yeah, if they're tone broke,
Yeah.
yes, they will. But I got dogs. I guarantee you,
If I beat one time, they got my feet.
they're coming. Yes.
Maggie, even my bulldogs, they can be a mile. If I beat, they butter me on my feet. You know what I'm saying? So think about that. You know what I mean? But also too, one thing I'm learning is, you don't know it all by no means.
No.
You out there hunting, you think you got a dog screwing off, messing around.
Know.
A lot of times you about to get, holler, hey, boom, they'll have something going out and figure it out. You know what I mean? So like a lot of times you got to give them dogs time.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, just trust your dog.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
let the
the
dog
biggest
do
thing
what it's
I've
going
learned.
to do. Yeah.
Like if you take 3 or 4 dogs that say you got good dogs, and you put them out in the spot, they go a little bit, come back. They go a little bit, come back. Man, look, let's move. Ain't no sense in just keep sitting there beating that damn bush in that one spot, because if that dog thought there was something there, or had at least inkling that it was there, it would be hunting.
Yeah, that's right.
If they have no desire to hunt in that area at all, I just move. And I could be wrong.
A lot of times, you make sense, because I've done this. You turn that dog loose, they might not let you feed.
Yeah.
They might go 50 yards. If you sit there, sometimes you got to sit there. A lot of times that dog will wander off and get on the track.
Yeah.
But like you said,
if you'll just pick it up and move a little bit.
I have moved 20 yards.
Yep.
I mean, throw them in the box. Just make them think, hey, we're going on a hunt.
Yeah.
A lot of times, you know what I mean?
Get
A lot of
fired
times,
up.
it will. It will.
It
I
puts
think,
that push.
yeah. And I think, kind of going back to what I was talking about, throw them in the box. Make them mad, make them pissed off.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times when you move, they think, hang on, I screwed up. I didn't do no good.
I better tighten up.
I wish I did know what a dog was thinking.
Oh, yeah.
I could be a lot
But
better off.
sometimes might not. I don't know.
Well, yeah. They probably think like I do.
Yeah.
They probably think like I do. I'm going to teach this mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ain't no doubt.
You don't never know, man.
But as long as everybody, people just, like I said, the main thing to me is just be patient. Time. That's the biggest thing.
I've probably got rid of some good dogs, honestly.
Oh, I know I have. Hell, I've probably culled dogs way better than any that I've ever hunted. Just didn't give them time.
And that goes back to probably my fault. Well, I know it's my fault because
one thing is how much time are you putting in them too?
That's very
if you're not giving that dog a fair shake, that's your fault.
That's very true. And I got some puppies coming up. I'm going to get them, and I'm not going to mess with them until they're a year old. Any other time, 8, 9 months old, I'm starting. I ain't doing that no more. I'm going to let them get some age on them. And that goes back to my coon hunting days, because
we don't hardly do it until they're 18 months old.
Yeah. A lot of times, that goes back to my coon hunting days, because it's simple to go get a walk dog, 9, 10 months old. They out there treating their own coon. But in my mind, these cur dogs should be doing that. Well, they're 2 different dogs. And a lot of times, when I first started out hog hunting,
some curs will.
Some of them will.
Yeah,
but some of them, like I said, 2.5, 3 year old. And
they'll start out
becoming a good dog.
Yeah, but they'll start out good at 7, 8, 10 months old.
But they might go through a spell.
Then they'll figure it out. As soon as they
might get bored.
As soon as they get bored or show any lack of interest, put them up.
Put them up. Yeah.
Because that's when that's when you'll cull a dog. You'll be like, well, it's not fitting my ego.
Yeah.
It's not doing what I think.
Yeah, that's right.
So then I'm going to be hard on the dog. Then you need to put yourself up and grow up a little bit too.
And you get rid of that dog, and a year later, that son goes over here jamming out, showing out.
I got some video.
Hey, I've done that. I've done that.
We watched the video yesterday. Every dog in there except for one, I think. My dog and Tim's dog was cold.
Yeah.
Like literally, I just got it from everybody. Into it, and I just laughed. We hunted this spot. The first time we've been over it was literally 300 acres underwater. Like we got there, it was flooded. It was like, oh my God. Like there literally was probably 40 acres that was dry. I was like, well, we done, boys. What do you do?
Yeah, no, yeah.
Like my dog's never been in that. Shit. Them old culls with the hammer. I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. You hear me hollering. I was like, look at these culls, baby. I mean, like, you're knee deep, waist deep water, the whole place. And sure enough, that little 125 pound boar hog, that was probably the best trophy of my life. Because it showed me, like, look, these dogs are legit.
Yeah, a lot of times you get rid of them too quick. Honestly, I've seen that, and I was guilty the first couple years. That was my problem.
Yeah, when you want it good right then.
Yeah.
Fast right then.
And then as I got a little bit more doing it, older, seeing other people's dogs, talking to other people,
a little bit.
Hey, I'm backing up. I'm watching. A lot of times you learn. You learn. And I like going with other people. You can learn their ways. In some ways, ain't the best way by no means. My way might not be the best way for you.
That's right. Everybody's
got. But I like seeing good dog work and people, and I love putting myself around good people.
That's the biggest part. Just being able to communicate, have a good time.
Yeah. Just like
watch good dogs.
Yeah. Just like the other day after that hunt, I was like, Saturday, 12 o'clock, hunt was done.
Yeah.
Come in here, 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Sunday, yeah.
And I ain't had that much fun in a long time.
Well, I guess everybody probably started getting here about 3 or something like
Maybe
that.
it was, I think you did change it. I think it was 3:30, my bad.
I think
original, I think it was supposed to be 5.
Yeah.
And you did move, you're right, my bad. You moved it
up.
No,
I mean, we was here till way past that.
Yeah, man, I think it was close to hell.
It was dark.
It was. But, man, that was just people sharing stories, cutting up, drinking. We were talking shit, but everybody was friends.
That's what I'm saying.
Enjoying each other, you know what I mean? Yeah. Man, JJ, you like his t-shirt? You see hard cartel?
Yeah.
You should have just made him a t-shirt, man.
I know.
And that's JJ right there. White t-shirt, permanent mark.
I told him, I was like, look, I might have to take a picture of that because Jody, she'll design our shirts.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, literally, I could take that exact thing and design it to be a press on or a sublimation print, either one. Then we might have to do that. So,
man, and I'm glad them boys here, but man, JJ's the coolest dude you're ever gonna meet. Ben's a fly, cool dude. And old Caleb, what about his overall? I'm glad he came in and he done good, man. That first one, he got a little sideways.
He did that. Yeah. That was a good redemption for him.
I think so. But honestly, he still caught a good beat the first one.
Oh yeah, he caught He just
wasn't understanding the rules.
Just didn't.
And rules are rules, man.
It's one of those deals where he's a good friend, and that was one of the hardest things. You know yourself. I talked to I talked to everybody, and I fought with myself.
I was 50-50 on it.
It's like, man,
it's like this. At the end of the day,
I got to do what's right for everybody else.
Yeah.
So but he came back. Came back swinging.
First play, better than second play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he, the redemption part, he done great. So.
Hey, I tell you what I say. I said, that was crazy. You over there tying that song down there. I'll cute.
Hell yeah, so it's, 260? 260. Had some good teeth.
3-inch, 4-inch teeth on. Big old teeth.
How big it was. I got it over 3.
Yeah, I think
you can say it might have been
over 3. The other one's a little over 2, wasn't it?
2 to 5 or something.
Yeah.
They was good size. They was good teeth.
And that was all the way around. That was a hog.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like doing the way we're doing with the big boy score.
Yeah. I know that throws you a loop.
It does, but it's the overall. How good is that hog?
I like.
If you catch a 260 and it don't have teeth worth of shit, and you catch a 240 that has good teeth,
it's like
the 240 to me is a better hog.
I pay attention to that point stuff because if you watch, like JT had a 260, JJ on him, and then one by 3, 2, whatever.
Yep.
But them boys abroad, they had like 230 but bigger shanks.
Yep.
It was only a couple points behind.
It wasn't far at all.
So check this out. I came in 5th this time.
Yep.
Me and John, Coon Dog, and Joe, but the boy came in 4th place. That pig was like 40 pounds less than mine. But he beat me by like 1 point because of the teeth. 2 points.
2 points.
So that does kind of throw a curveball.
That's what I'm saying. It does because for the overall hog, like I said, if you're looking at as a trophy hog,
well, you trophy
that 150 pound hog was better than the 180 pound hog because he had 2.5 inch teeth on each side.
Yeah.
And if yours had just had 1.5 inches teeth. Well, see, and that's kind of odd too, because most times them hogs don't have 1.5 inches, 2 inches. That one just didn't have no teeth. You know, remember, because I even called you back. I was like, hey, I said, you sure on it? And you was honest. You was like, hey.
I said, I think one might have been a half, and the other one might have been 3/4.
I said 3/4.
But what I tell you, I said, Joey, I said, it wasn't nothing there, so I didn't even put a tape.
Yep, don't even worry about it. So. And that's why I said, you know.
I know it's done when I see it.
And then when I went back and I checked on them, I was like, oh, God. I said,
I could have thrown something out there, but I didn't.
But you did.
I could have said, that was an inch, and I would have won the 4th place, but I ain't doing that.
No, it's all about being straight, you know. That's what I said, because I looked, I was like, well, he didn't have the measuring thing on video.
I didn't even try.
You know, I was like, what the hell's going on? Yeah. So I went back and read your message, you know, because I'd seen the video. Y'all done everything else, right? I was like,
I tried to get that crowd.
She was like, well, he just didn't have no teeth worth measuring.
I wasn't wasting my time. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is.
That damn Sal had bigger teeth than he did. You know what I mean?
But that Sal, that's a good Sal. She was what, 196?
Yeah, 196. And I think the first one was like 202.
No, it was 198.6 or 196.
Okay,
It was close.
I think right.
There was like 3 hogs caught that was 196 and some change.
I think you're right.
All of them was right there pretty close. So. Well, I guess about time to wrap this one up. We've been sitting here for a damn while.
Time, man.
Yeah, it's getting about time to get something to eat, man. Chill a little bit. So
I might go turn loose here a little while.
Well, don't be threatening me with a good time.
We'll go now.
My day ain't over with yet.
I'm gonna try to go this week though. We'll go.
All right, yeah, we might do that.
So we'll go catch them little 10, 20 pounds.
I ain't scared of them. I ain't scared
to run them a couple miles, catch a little show.
I ain't scared to run 2 miles to get a 30-pound pickle.
I'm down.
I do it all the time. We're doing it yesterday.
Dogs don't know what they're doing.
We doing it yesterday. Hey, you walked in there like rats, just running. I was like, oh God.
Hey, I dropped the box on.
And it was just flat ground on the river. I was like, well, I don't really want to swim, but we'll go get them.
Hope they catch them before the water.
Yeah, they was getting a hold of us.
That's when you need that.
That's right. All right, folks, listen, we appreciate y'all listening. I want to say thanks to having Heath here today. Appreciate you participating in all the stuff.
It's been fun. I like these hunts, man.
All right, we're going to keep pushing them. We're going to keep trying to do what we can do.
I want to thank my sponsors real quick.
Yes.
Natural Light.
Natural Light. Yeah, they're good sponsors.
They fill me up.
So, I mean, Heath is fueled on Natural Light, and his dogs are fueled on Showtime dog food.
I have. Past 2 months, I went to Showtime, and I was telling Joe, I feed mine a lot of raw meat. I got a buddy, I pick up a lot of their old grocery store meat. They eat better than what I do.
Oh, yeah.
But I got a yard dog. She's always had problems with hair and just looking rough. And, past 2 months, man, I put on the Showtime. I just started feeding her Showtime. Boom, boom, boom. Yep. And I ain't gonna lie to you, man. She's looking good. She got that good hair. She got a good coat. She's shining. And that's probably the healthiest that dog's looking in a long time.
That's good. It's good dog feed.
So I mean, hey, that's good stuff.
That's what I told everybody when I started talking about it. I said, I'm not doing this trying to sell dog food. I'm telling you, it's good dog food. I've been driving 2.5 hours.
I agree with that. And like I said, I feed raw meat. That's the best of the best.
Yeah.
But look, I put the Showtime to her.
When she was doing that, something right.
She's looking good.
Something right. I mean, they're good people to deal with too, just all the way around. Also, y'all keep in mind that we have our online store up and going now. So for any of you, your hunt dog supplies, medical stuff, cut gear, leads, collars, stuff like that, y'all hit us up, DixieDoggers.com. Like I said, we'll be in Downsville October 6th through 9th. Then we'll be at all the other bays. We'll keep y'all informed on that. So I guess until next time, we appreciate y'all, and y'all keep them hounds on the ground. We out.